Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Basically this channel is documenting my adventure to becoming a better homesteader and homemaker. I am from the suburbs. I don't have a huge homestead to work with, but I want to learn all of the skills to become more self-reliant, self-sufficient, all that good stuff. Today is gonna be a little bit more of a relaxed video. I'm not necessarily learning a new skill, but maybe just a new recipe. But I wanted to give you all a pregnancy update because I think I've mentioned it in passing in a couple of videos that I'm pregnant. But yesterday I had my 20-week appointment. We are halfway through the pregnancy and I'm gonna be bumping here soon. So I just wanted to do a little fun video today. We're gonna do a make breakfast and chat with me and I'll give you a little pregnancy update. Let's do a little side note and talk about the menu really quick. Usually I make this very, very quick breakfast of avocado toast with an egg on top. And I was gonna do that, except I'm really, really craving chocolate chip pancakes. I have just a few remaining chocolate chips and I have syrup. I checked, I have everything in my pantry to make them. So I think I'm gonna make that, but I don't want my whole breakfast to be sugar. So I think I'm just gonna make like a side of scrambled eggs and then some pancakes. So let's get into that and I will give you all a little update on the baby. Okay, so I looked at the ingredients or the recipe for the chocolate chip cookies and I will link this down below. It's from the website called All Things Mama. Basically, it's extremely simple. You just mix together the dry ingredients, mix together the wet, and then add chocolate chips and add it to a griddle. So it doesn't sound like you have to do anything in the stand mixer because you don't want to over mix it or anything. So I'm just gonna gather all the ingredients and get my griddle out. As I'm doing that, I will give you the lowdown on how I figured out that I was pregnant. But basically in early September, I believe it was, or maybe mid-September, we got a sauna in our basement. And I was like so excited for this sauna. My husband and I planned like, okay, we're gonna do it every other day, every third day or whatever. And we came up with this whole schedule of how we would be doing the sauna together. And I was just so excited. We had been talking about it for quite some time that we wanted to buy this. And so we were just hyped. So like mid to late November, we get the sauna, it's all installed, it's all going well. And I've done it like 3 times and it's glorious. And I'm like, I can't wait to do this all throughout the winter. And then all of a sudden one day I get like extremely tired. Okay, so I got the ingredients up. But anyway, so one day I woke up and I was like, or one day I went to bed and I fell asleep at like 9. I was just for some reason extremely tired. Didn't think too much of it, but then I slept for 11 hours, which I never have done. I'm usually like an 8-hour person. So that was extremely suspicious. And I was like, okay, if I am this tired, I should probably take a pregnancy test and make sure, you know, you're not supposed to go into a sauna when you're pregnant, or at least when you know you're pregnant. And I figured being that tired was maybe a sign that I was pregnant. So I took a test and I was. I mean, it'll be worth it, but I've not been able to do the sauna for, you know, these last 4 months. It'll be okay. It's definitely worth it. By the way, if you want to make this recipe, again, I'll link it below, but all you have to do is combine flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, melted butter, an egg, whole milk, and the chocolate chips. So very easy. So that is how I found out. I've been going to this like clinic thing, this like fertility clinic. So they immediately did blood draws and stuff on me and it was all very comforting. Everything was looking good. So I was very excited about that. My first appointment was like right at 8 weeks and my husband got to go and we got to see the heartbeat and it was like so cute. And then we also got to do an ultrasound at 10 weeks, which was very nice. Like I wasn't gonna do that originally, but they kind of offered it as just, you know, to have some peace of mind. And at first I was like, no, I'm fine. And then eventually I was like, I would like that actually. So we went back for another one at 10 weeks and that was all hunky-dory. Everything was looking very good. I have to melt this butter and it's only 1.5 tablespoons that I have to do. So this is kind of interesting. So anyway, so that was my appointment like schedule, I guess. But let's talk about symptoms a little bit. I feel like I've had an extremely mild like pregnancy so far. I haven't had like crazy headaches or any of the normal things that people seem to have. There were 2 like major symptoms where I could tell, oh yeah, I'm definitely pregnant. The first one was my back. So like pretty much a few days after I found out, I was putting on my shoes and I could feel like this tweak in my back. And I had heard that all your ligaments like expand very early in pregnancy. And I definitely had that happen. Like my back was pretty much messed up the whole first like 3 to 4 weeks, probably 4 weeks of pregnancy, it was extremely uncomfortable. I feel like my ligaments and stuff would just be all sore. My back would cramp up. I started going to the chiropractor. I went to the chiropractor as a kid, like all the time, very, very consistently. I just hadn't gone for many years. So I went back to the chiropractor. It helped immensely. I'm still going like on a regular basis. I cannot recommend it enough. It is, just go to the chiropractor, especially if you're pregnant. She did her specialty in like, I believe, prenatal and postnatal care, I think, but definitely prenatal. So she's very, very good with that. Okay, just a little breakfast update. I've mixed all the ingredients now. I got my milk, eggs, and melted butter, and I'm just whisking this up. By the way, I also am using my new Ballerina Farm whisk I got for Christmas, this like Danish hook thing. I don't want to show you too close to the camera and drip it everywhere, but I'm using this new whisk and I love it. They said it's pretty normal for it to be chunky. This is what the batter is looking like. They said do not overmix, and now we just fold in the chocolate chips. We're pretty low on chocolate chips, so that's fine. Well, we might have enough. All right, we'll see how these turn out. I'm gonna fold them in and turn on my griddle. Okay, so that was my first big symptom, was my back. The other one was gagging. Now, I don't know, I've seen like online forums where this is pretty common, I think, but I was never morning sick. Like I never had just prolonged nausea for any point in time. I just would gag at like everything. It started really when we were in Michigan and I was in the zoo. We went to the zoo and we went to the bathroom, all was fine. I walked to the sink area and I saw like a little speck of something in the sink, and it, for some reason, really grossed me out. And I started gagging like 4 times in a row. I feel like I'm usually not a gagger, like that's not a common problem for me. And throughout the whole first trimester, everything would make me gag. The weirdest one was lavender. I love the smell of lavender normally, but for some reason, in the first trimester, every time I smelled lavender, I would gag. We have a second bathroom, and I feel like every time I went in there, I would gag. And I realized that the hand soap was lavender, and that was causing me to gag. So anyway, it was so weird. I never threw up, other than I did have like one actual stomach bug in the first trimester that I was pregnant. I was never nauseous, I never threw up, but I had this weird gagging thing. Before I do my pancakes, I'm just gonna make some eggs really quick up on this top corner here, just so I have a little bit of protein during this breakfast. I don't wanna just be full of sugar. One of the hardest things, honestly, for me being pregnant is I make this avocado toast in the morning, and I usually do over easy, so the yolk is runny. And I guess you're not supposed to eat runny yolks when you're pregnant, so I know some people are more daring with it than others, but I've been cooking my yolks all the way through, and it just is way not as good. Okay, so those are my first trimester symptoms. The only other thing is that I craved a lot of fruit. Like, I was really into kiwi and any of those kind of citrusy fruits I really, really liked. I didn't really feel much like desserts. Usually if I want a dessert, I want like the rich dessert, like peanut butter or something. And I was just not feeling the big rich desserts. I was more, if there was like a fruit tart, that's what I wanted. So kind of just different cravings, but I haven't had like, I need to go to the store right now and get this craving. Maybe one time for Chick-fil-A, but I'm not sure that was a pregnancy thing. It might have just been me wanting Chick-fil-A. The other big update, first trimester, and this will continue all the way through, but I feel like my faith is growing like exponentially through this pregnancy. We have had like pregnancy issues before, and so it is just extremely easy for me to get very, very nervous about like, is everything going correctly? And especially those first few weeks when you can't feel the baby yet, you can't go to see your ultrasound, you know, and even between ultrasounds or between appointments, I would get like really, really like, I could feel anxiety knocking at the door, you know? And I have definitely not been perfect by any means of keeping that at bay, but I think I've improved at least a little bit, and I really dove into like reading the Bible and, you know, reminding myself of the promises of the Lord. That's just been very helpful. It is extremely easy, at least for me, to just spiral into this like doomsday thought process. And so I've had to fight that, and I've been trying, and I've been, I think, relatively successful with it. But, you know, that I think is gonna continue on throughout the pregnancy, really, that I really just need to keep alert about that. I've really tried to also stay off of Instagram because Instagram knows exactly how to like trigger all of that, but really just staying in the Word. We're doing a Bible in the year sort of thing, praying, and I'm trying to pray more throughout the day. So I don't know, it's gonna be definitely a process of continuing to like try to fight that, any anxiety that comes up, but that was like a big thing in my first trimester, and I think I've actually really grown in my faith because of it. Eggs are done. I added some Kraft American cheese because, you know, I still am a sucker for that. Now I need to wipe off my griddle and make some pancakes. I think I'm just gonna pour a big glob on here. I'll show you how it turns out. But okay, let's talk about second trimester. So like I said, I'm 20 weeks right now. I am halfway through and everything is going very well. The gagging has subsided. I'm very thankful for that. I still haven't had like many headaches or anything like that. Basically, I'm just starting to feel a little bit bigger, and I don't even look, let me give you a little bump date. I feel like I don't look that huge for like 20 weeks, but it's still like, it's starting to get in the way, you know? Like, you're used to not really having a stomach there, now you got a little stomach, and the biggest struggle is I've tried, while I'm a little bit smaller still, to start sleeping on my side. I'm a stomach sleeper through and through. And so early on, I got a pregnancy pillow and I've been trying to sleep on my side, and it's definitely gotten easier. It's gotten easier, but it's not ideal. Like, I love sleeping on my stomach, kind of like, you know, this. I just can't do that anymore. So that's been like the biggest struggle of second trimester, which I'm thankful for. If that's your biggest struggle, then your pregnancy is very easy. So I've been very, very lucky that I have had like such an easy and pleasant pregnancy experience. I was only gonna make one right to start, but I guess I'm just gonna make both. There's no reason to wait. It's looking good. I think I didn't measure the chocolate chips at all. I just dumped the rest of what was in there, and it's looking pretty chocolate chippy. We'll have a nice little stack of 2 here. The first one is starting to get some bubbles on it here. And the second one I just got put in. So I think the first one is close to being ready to flip. I can start eating my eggs. I'm extremely hungry. The other interesting thing is I get really hungry in the mornings now because I'm pregnant, but I'm also now on a thyroid medication and I have to wait like 30 minutes to an hour before I eat. So, you know, another little quirk of pregnancy that's not a big deal, but once I actually get to breakfast, I'm hungry. These eggs are good. Okay. Oh no! It broke in half. Oh, this is sad. Oh no. I destroyed it. This is what happened to my beautiful pancake. I guess I'm just gonna, it might be like a little pancake mash here, but oh well. I thought it looked so good. Maybe I need to go around the edges with the second one more before I try to flip it or anything. Just release it from the griddle. Well, I think now it's okay, maybe. Yeah. Okay, honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Like, it's perfectly brown and nice. It's still gonna taste good. I think we'll be okay. What a mess. So yesterday was the anatomy scan. We went in. There was some miscommunication where they forgot to tell me, but normally when I went in for ultrasounds, they said we need a full bladder. Usually the text update for the appointment would say we need your bladder full. This one for the 20-week appointment did not say that. So I figured it was like, you need the bladder full because when they're so small, like 8 to 10 weeks, it's helpful to see or something. Somehow the wires were crossed and the lady didn't realize I should not go to the bathroom. And the ultrasound tech came running in and was like, wait, we need a full bladder. And I had just gone. So apparently you need a full bladder for the 20-week because when you go to the bathroom, the baby like settles in your pelvis and they need like all these different angles for the anatomy scan. We got all of the angles and shots we needed except for a few. So I have to go back in a couple weeks and just get the remaining few pictures that they need to clear things and any medical issues. So it's not a big deal, but if you're in that position, just know, don't go to the bathroom beforehand. Oh, that was a perfect flip. That was amazing. So we did the 20-week scan. She did all the pictures. Everything looks amazing. We got pictures of little hands, little feet, and 20 weeks means that we know the gender. We're not doing a big surprise. We're doing like a, yay, it's a girl, or yay, it's a boy party this weekend, like a lunch, and then we're doing like a name reveal, I think, if we can decide on the name by then. So the gender of this little baby is, drum roll please, a boy. Whoa! I had a strong feeling it was a boy from the very beginning, like from right when we got pregnant. My husband had a strong feeling, my mom had a feeling, my dad had a feeling, everyone had a strong feeling. My extended family was a little bit not as sure. They were a little more split on the boy-girl decision. But towards the end there, I was definitely wavering. Like 3 days before the appointment, I said girl. Some of the old wives' tales that really are based in nothing said girl. So anyway, I started second guessing myself, but then right before the appointment I was like, no, I think it's a boy. And it was a boy. So we're so excited. We're trying to figure out a name right now. I think we're between two. We're just so excited. These pancakes are looking, well, this one is looking fabulous. This one is looking as good as it can. They're almost done. I'm gonna finish eating my eggs so I can just put the pancakes on here and then we'll do a taste test. Oh, by the way, thank you all so much for all the support. I said that I wanted to hit 100 subscribers by the end of January, and I hit it like January 17th. Thank you all so much for doing that. If you're watching and you have not subscribed, I would encourage you to do so you don't miss any more videos. Really supports me, really helps me out, and I would very, very much appreciate it. And I'm glad to have you all here. Okay, I finished my eggs. The pancakes are done. I'm gonna take them off the grill and put the ugly one on the bottom. The pretty one, which turned out fabulously, is going on the top, you know, just for aesthetics. All right, we put some maple syrup on there. Now let's do a quick taste test. Oh my gosh, this is really hitting the spot. This is amazing. Well, I'm gonna go eat this. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make yourself some chocolate chip pancakes. Highly recommend. Bye everyone.